Imagine a world where every detail, from the vibrant color of a lounge wall to the strategic placement of a single armchair, isn't just about making things look aesthetically pleasing.
Right, not just the looks.
Instead, it's meticulously planned for the comfort, the safety, the well-being, and even the productivity of the people who inhabit that space.
Function and feeling.
That's the vibrant, dynamic, and frankly, incredibly important world of interior design. But the big question is, how does a country ensure its interior designers are not just artists with good eye, but also certified experts?
Yeah, experts rigorously trained in crucial areas like safety regulations, environmental sustainability, and professional ethics. It's a big ask.
It really is. And that's what we're diving into today. We're embarking on a deep dive into the fascinating, yet often overlooked, world of educational policy.
Specifically looking at how the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, in the Philippines, strategically shapes the future of professional degrees.
Exactly. And we have two incredibly insightful and, well, foundational documents guiding our exploration today. First, there's CHED Memorandum Order, or CMO number 44, series of 2017. This one meticulously lays out the comprehensive policies, standards, and guidelines for the Bachelor of Science in Interior Design.
The BSID program, right? That's the core curriculum standard.
That's the one. And then we have CMO, not 44, but this one's series of 2008.
Wow, the earlier one.
Yeah, and this one's crucial because it defines the policies and criteria for granting that highly coveted, autonomous, and deregulated status to private higher education institutions.
So one focuses on the program, the other on the institution itself. Interesting contrast.
Precisely. Our mission today is to truly unpack these pivotal documents. We'll reveal the meticulous thought and, the strategic intent that goes into defining a professional degree like interior design.
Making sure it meets both national needs and global standards, too.
Absolutely. And simultaneously, we'll explore that broader framework that empowers certain institutions with more freedom to innovate and excel.
Fostering that dynamic balance between robust regulation and institutional agility, you could say.
Well put. By the end of this deep dive, you'll not only gain a clear understanding of the why and how behind educational standards in this specific context, but you'll also appreciate the intricate dance between governance and growth.
Yeah, how they try to manage quality without stifling innovation.
So whether you're deeply curious about specific career pathways in creative fields, or maybe the intricate mechanics of educational governance,
or maybe you're just fascinated by how quality and professional excellence are assured in specialized fields globally.
This deep dive promises illuminating insights. It's a journey into the interplay of regulation, excellence, and the continuous evolution of a vital profession.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's start peeling back the layers. Okay, let's unpack this first document. The 2017 CHED Memorandum Order, specifically for interior design. Like you said, it wasn't just pulled out of thin air, was it?
No, definitely not. These things are usually built on existing foundations.
Right. It's not just a new set of rules. It's rooted in some pretty significant legal and educational philosophies that really set the stage for how professional degrees are rigorously defined and regulated.
There's a history there.
So to kick us off, what's the bedrock of this new approach for interior design education? What fundamental principles underpin it?
That's a crucial distinction to make right away. You're absolutely right. This CMO, well, specific to interior design, is built upon a robust foundation of prior legislation and educational philosophy.
Okay, like what?
The bedrock documents are Republic Act number 7722, commonly known as the Higher Education Act of 1994.
Right, the one that established CHED itself.
Exactly. That laid down the fundamental principles of higher education governance in the Philippines. But more specifically for this particular CMO,
yes,
CHED Memorandum Order number 46, series of 2012, is truly pivotal.
Okay, CMO 46 from 2012. Why is that one so crucial here?
Because it advocates for what's called an outcomes-based quality assurance system, OBE for short.
Outcomes-based education. Okay, I've heard that term. What does it mean in practice?
Well, it signifies a fundamental and very significant shift in educational philosophy, really across the board in the Philippines at that time.
A shift from what?
Traditionally, education focused heavily on inputs. Things like what gets taught in terms of specific subjects, how many hours are spent in lectures, or maybe the qualifications of the faculty, the resources going in.
Okay, the traditional checklist approach.
Sort of, yeah. With OBE, the emphasis is now firmly on what students can actually do after graduation.
Oh, the results.
Exactly. These are the measurable outcomes.
Yeah.
The skills, the competencies, the demonstrable knowledge they acquire. It's about ensuring competency and real-world applicability.
So making absolutely sure that graduates aren't just academically knowledgeable.
Right, but are truly ready to perform the complex tasks and responsibilities of their profession in the real world. For a country like the Philippines, this focus on measurable outcomes directly links education to national development and global competitiveness.
Trying to bridge that gap between academic theory and what the industry actually needs.
Precisely. The practical dynamic demands of the modern workforce.
So applying this OBE philosophy to the BSID program, what are the big goals?
Well, when we look at the overarching goals of these new guidelines for the BSID program, they are incredibly ambitious and forward-thinking.
Okay.
They aim to ensure that BSID graduates don't just passively accumulate knowledge, but actively demonstrate comprehensive knowledge, skills, and professional attitudes directly applicable to the actual practice of interior design.
Active demonstration. Got it.
This means striving for excellence and professionalism right from the moment they step into the industry. The vision is to produce individuals who are not just competent locally, but truly globally competent.
Globally competent. That's a key phrase.
It is, and who can readily comply with global and international requirements. It's a holistic vision for a world-class professional, capable of contributing both domestically and, on the international stage.
So it's about much more than just theoretical understanding, then. It's about making sure these graduates are truly prepared for the practical, often high-stakes demands of a globalized industry.
Exactly. Equipped to solve real-world problems.
That's a pretty holistic vision, looking far beyond just the confines of the classroom.
Absolutely. It's a recognition that modern design, especially interior design, operates within a complex, interconnected global context.
And professionals need to be versatile, ethically grounded, and adaptable to succeed.
And to truly contribute, yeah.
Building on that, how does the CMO formally define the field of interior design itself? What is interior design officially from a Philippine regulatory standpoint?
Right, because you mentioned earlier, for many, it might still conjure images of simply picking out fabrics and furniture.
Exactly, like decorating.
That's an important point to clarify. The specific degree program defined here is indeed the Bachelor of Science in Interior Design, BSID.
Okay.
But the CMO clearly and definitively recognizes interior design as a distinct professional field of study.
Distinct professional field, not just an art form.
Right. This isn't just an art elective or a hobby. It's a rigorous discipline with its own specialized body of knowledge.
Specialized knowledge? Like what?
Encompassing unique competencies, specific theoretical frameworks, and underlying philosophies that set it apart from mere decoration.
Okay. And does it lean on any legal definitions?
It does, and this is particularly fascinating and crucial here. The document explicitly references Republic Act number 10350.
RA 10350.
Which is the Philippine Interior Design Act of 2012.
Ah, so there's specific legislation governing the profession itself.
Precisely, and this act provides a very precise and legally binding definition of interior design, elevating it to a recognized professional practice.
So what is that legal definition?
It describes it as the science and art of planning, specifying, selecting, and organizing the surface finishes and materials, including furniture, furnishings, and fixtures, and other interior design elements.
Okay, science and art. Planning, specifying, selecting, organizing.
For the purpose of interior space allocations, to suit, enhance, and meet the intended function, movement, and character for which the interior of the building is designed.
Function, movement, character.
Wow.
Wow. As you said, that's much more expansive, technical, and, well, almost engineering focused than simply decorating a space.
It really highlights the scientific and planning rigor involved. It's about problem solving within constraints.
And does the CMO give any hints about what parts of this definition are considered most important?
It does, indirectly. To further emphasize what's considered most crucial for the profession and where a graduate's core competencies must lie, the document provides specific percentage weights for the subjects covered in the interior design licensure examination.
Ah, the board exam weights. That's always revealing.
Exactly. It gives us a direct insight into the areas deemed most vital for a practicing professional, serving as a kind of blueprint for the curriculum's focus.
So what are the big ones?
Well, interior design itself, encompassing core principles and methodologies, carries a significant 40% weight. That's huge.
40%. Okay, that's clearly the core.
Then, furniture design and construction accounts for a substantial 15%.
Furniture design and construction. Interesting.
Yeah, understanding how it's made. Then materials of design and decoration, understanding everything from acoustics to durability and history of arts and interior design, providing crucial context, each make up 10%.
10% each for materials and history.
Okay. Interior construction and utilities also holds 10%.
Construction and utilities. So understanding the building systems.
Right. Highlighting the structural and functional aspects.
Yeah.
Color theory, while fundamental to aesthetics and psychology, is weighted at 5%.
Only 5% for color. That's surprising.
Well, maybe reflects that it permeates other areas too.
Mm.
And critically, professional practice and ethics is given 10%.
Ethics at 10%. That seems right, given the responsibility.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these weights are anything but arbitrary, you see.
They reflect the priorities.
They are carefully calibrated to reflect the practical demands of the profession, particularly where public safety, structural integrity, and public welfare are concerned.
Safety and welfare. That keeps coming up.
It has to. They underscore the core knowledge needed to ensure that designs are not just aesthetically pleasing, but also functional, safe, compliant with national standards, and ethically sound.
And that's why the licensure exam is so important.
Precisely. This is why graduates must pass that stringent licensure examination administered by the Professional Regulation Commission, or PRC. It's the ultimate gatekeeper, ensuring that only qualified and competent individuals enter a profession that directly impacts public well-being.
That detailed legal definition and those exam weights truly elevate interior design beyond what many might perceive. But I'm curious, beyond simply meeting those legal parameters and passing the exam, what's the grand vision here?
What kind of professional are they trying to mold?
Exactly. Beyond just the technical skills, towards a broader impact on society, what's the aspiration?
That's a perceptive question, because the objectives, as stated in the CMO, go far beyond mere technical proficiency.
Okay.
The BSID program is explicitly designed to produce globally competent and value-laden graduates.
Value-laden. There's that phrase again. What does it mean here?
Well, they are expected to be able to demonstrate critical and analytical thinking, the principles, philosophies, and theoretical frameworks of the discipline. So it's about intellectual rigor, the capacity for deep thought.
Right, thinking critically.
Beyond that, there's a very strong emphasis on developing humanistic values and ethics of the interior design discipline in relation to health, safety, environment, and public welfare issues that confront the discipline.
Humanistic values, ethics, health, safety, environment, public welfare, that's a lot.
It really highlights the profound social responsibility inherent in the profession. An interior designer is not just serving a client, but also the broader community, you see.
So they're seen as having a role in society beyond just the project at hand.
Absolutely. Furthermore, graduates are expected to respond to the needs and demands of society and its integration into the socioeconomic, cultural, and environmental aspects of nation building for sustainable development.
Wow. Nation building and sustainable development, that's a high bar.
It is. It means interior designers are seen as active contributors to the broader societal good, addressing challenges like climate change, urbanization, sustainable living, not just providing commercial services.
That's a very progressive and impactful view of the profession.
It really is.
So the CMO mentions traditional practice areas, right? Residential and non-residential.
Yes. While the CMO identifies those two main traditional areas, residential interior design, focusing on homes and living spaces, and non-residential, which covers commercial, institutional, public spaces like offices, hospitals, schools, retail. This is where the document truly broadens our understanding.
Okay, how so?
This is where it gets particularly insightful and demonstrates the incredible versatility and adaptability of the degree. The document then lists a vast array of other occupations or trades that interior designers may pursue.
Other occupations, like what?
Well, roles in interior design education, research, other academic programs.
Okay, teaching and research. Makes sense.
Or consider delving into specialized fields like furniture and interior accessories, design and construction and manufacturing.
Designing and making furniture.
Think about exhibition design, retail design, or visual merchandising, crafting immersive spatial experiences.
Right, store layouts, museum exhibits.
The document even extends to set and production design for media, applying design principles for film, TV, theater.
Creating believable worlds on screen or stage.
There's also professional rendering, specializing in hyper-realistic visualizations.
Ah, the 3D models.
Specification writing, where precision in documentation is key. Scaled model making.
Old school skills still matter.
Definitely. They can also specialize in professional photography, focusing on interiors, events planning, styling and management, floral design, and interior plandscaping.
Event planning, that's interesting.
Integrating biophilic elements, yeah. Or even interior design journalism, bringing critical analysis to the field. On the business side, interior design business and project management are crucial.
Managing the money and the timeline.
And intriguingly, it extends to cultural heritage conservation, restoring or adapting historic interiors sensitively.
Heritage conservation, wow.
And even museum design and curatorial planning, crafting spaces that showcase artifacts and tell compelling stories.
That breadth of career paths is genuinely surprising. It makes you realize how deeply interior design impacts so many facets of our daily lives, often in ways we don't even think about.
It really does.
It's truly not just about picking paint colors and furniture for a living room, but about shaping experiences and environments across a huge spectrum. Could you perhaps highlight one or two of these lesser-known career paths? Give us a concrete example.
Absolutely. Take, for instance, lighting design. An interior designer specializing here isn't just selecting a lamp, right?
No, I imagine it's more complex.
They're crafting an intricate plan for how light, both natural and artificial, interacts with the space. This involves understanding color temperature, lumen output, glare control,
Technical stuff.
and how lighting impacts mood, productivity, even safety, especially in commercial or healthcare settings. They might design a system for a hospital, say, that changes intensity throughout the day to support patient circadian rhythms.
That's fascinating. Far cry from just installing a chandelier.
Exactly. Or consider cultural heritage conservation. Here, an interior designer might be tasked with restoring, say, a colonial-era mansion.
Okay.
This involves painstaking research into historical materials, construction techniques, period styles, and then applying that knowledge to preserve the authenticity of the interior while maybe subtly integrating modern amenities or structural reinforcements.
All without compromising the history.
Precisely. It takes that deep understanding of history, materials, and construction, which, importantly, is embedded right there in the BSID curriculum we're talking about.
So with all these demanding objectives and such a vast potential for career paths, what specific skills and knowledge should a BSID graduate definitively possess after going through this rigorous program? What's their ultimate toolkit?
The document meticulously breaks down expected outcomes into a few interconnected categories, ensuring a well-rounded professional.
Okay, what are they?
First, there are the common academic HEI outcomes. These are broad foundational skills expected of all higher education graduates in the Philippines, based on that RA 7722 we mentioned earlier.
The Higher Education Act. Right, so general skills.
General, but crucial. Things like being able to articulate and discuss the latest developments in their specific field.
Staying current.
Communicating effectively, proficiently, both oral and written, English and Filipino, and importantly, functioning productively within a multicultural team.
Communication and teamwork. Standard stuff, but essential.
Absolutely. They also need to act in accordance with professional, social, and ethical responsibility integrity again.
Ethics keeps popping up.
And finally, to conserve and promote Philippine historical and cultural heritage, integrating local identity into their work where appropriate. These are universal skills for an educated citizen and professional.
Okay, so those are the general ones. What about the BSID-specific outcomes?
Right. Then we delve into the BSID-specific outcomes. These truly dive into the core competencies unique to interior design, reflecting that specialized body of knowledge we discussed.
This is the real meat of it for designers.
Pretty much. Graduates should be able to identify, formulate, analyze, and solve complex interior design problems. Critical thinking is key.
Problem solving.
That they must formulate and implement design concepts using new and emerging technologies, keeping pace with innovation.
Using tech. Got it.
They're expected to integrate various theories, current issues, and diverse design philosophies into their work, showcasing intellectual depth.
Theoretical grounding.
Crucially, they must demonstrate comprehensive knowledge of the history of arts and period styles, the vast array of materials of decor, principles of furniture design, intricacies of building construction, essential utilities, and the nuances of color studies.
That's a huge knowledge base right there.
It is. Furthermore, they need to function and assimilate effectively within a collaborative framework, as design is rarely a solitary pursuit.
Teamwork again.
They must articulate design proposals persuasively through visual, oral, and written communication, mastering different forms of presentation.
Selling the design.
Ethical professional values are paramount, so they must practice with integrity. And critically, they must perform according to interior design global standards, aiming for international competitiveness.
Global standards, there's that focus again.
Finally, they must exhibit sensitivity to cultural, social, and environmental issues and advocacies, embodying that value-laden aspect we talked about.
So socially conscious design.
Exactly. And the document gets very specific on how these outcomes translate into practical skills, especially compliance.
Compliance with laws and standards.
Yes, and importantly, how they ensure compliance with various critical Philippine laws and national standards.
Yeah.
This isn't just bureaucratic red tape. It's about life, safety, and public welfare.
Okay, give me some examples.
For instance, graduates must be able to design in full compliance with national standards like RA 8534.
RA 8534.
That's the National Building Code of the Philippines. So understanding structural limitations, occupancy loads, spatial planning regulations.
Renovational building stuff.
Right, to ensure structural integrity and safety. They must also comply with RA 10350, the Philippine Interior Design Act itself, which defines their professional practice and licensure needs.
The act governing them directly.
They need to understand and apply the revised fire code of the Philippines, RA 9292.
The fire code. That sounds critical.
Absolutely. It dictates crucial elements like egress planning, how people get out in a fire-rated materials, emergency lighting, literally designing for escape and containment.
Life or death stuff.
And equally vital, they must integrate policies related to accessibility for persons with disabilities under RA 344 and senior citizens under RA 9257.
Accessibility. Ensuring inclusive design.
Exactly. Making sure every space they design is usable by all, regardless of physical ability. Failing to integrate these regulations means a design isn't just non-compliant, it's potentially dangerous, exclusionary, or illegal.
It really puts their responsibility into perspective.
It does. And beyond mere compliance, graduates are expected to contribute to contemporary global challenges.
Like what?
They must be able to propose innovative designs for disaster shelters, sustainable interiors that minimize environmental impact, and solutions that address critical issues like climate change and urban pollution.
So design for resilience and sustainability.
Yes. They must seamlessly integrate theories and philosophies, showing deep knowledge of core subject areas. This includes interior design itself, producing precise working drawings, specifying appropriate materials.
So the core practice.
For interior construction and utilities, selecting materials based on functional requirements, ensuring systems like HVAC, plumbing, electrical, are integrated safely.
The technical integration.
Color theory demands they apply socio-psychologically and culturally suitable color combinations.
Understanding color's impact.
In furniture design and construction, creating innovative forms using sustainable materials, considering ergonomics. History of arts and interior design enables them to identify visual periods and design concepts.
Context and inspiration.
Materials of design and decoration involves evaluating local international materials, sustainable design, cost estimation. And finally, professional practice and ethics covers current laws, codes, business procedures, and ethical behavior.
That level of detail, especially the mandatory compliance with specific Republic acts, truly drives home how much an interior designer's work impacts public welfare and safety.
It absolutely does.
It raises an important question. How do these incredibly detailed outcomes ensure graduates aren't just skilled, but also profoundly responsible citizens who truly understand the high-stakes impact of their work?
Exactly. It's about instilling a deep sense of accountability and civic responsibility. The inclusion of these specific RAs and the emphasis on social and environmental issues means the program aims to cultivate designers who are not just artists or technicians,
but ethical problem solvers.
Precisely. They are taught to see their designs not in isolation, but as integral parts of a larger societal fabric, directly affecting public health, safety, cultural identity. It's a fundamental shift towards design as a public service, not just a private one.
Okay, so with all these demanding outcomes and the sheer breadth of knowledge required, what does the actual curriculum look like on paper? How many units are we talking about? What are the main components?
Right, how do they structure all this learning? The BSID curriculum is meticulously structured into three main categories, designed to build that comprehensive professional from the ground up.
3 categories, okay.
First, there are general education, GE courses. These total 36 units.
GE courses like English, math, social sciences.
Typically, yes. They provide that strong liberal arts foundation, equipping graduates with essential critical thinking, problem-solving, interdisciplinary skills, fostering well-rounded individuals.
Makes sense. What's next?
Second are the professional courses, These comprise the core competencies mandated by RA 10350, directly preparing students for certification and licensure.
The specialized interior design stuff.
Exactly. These make up a substantial 105 units. This is the backbone of their specialized training.
105 units, that's a lot.
It is. And finally, there are elective courses. These are designed to develop additional skills and capabilities with a minimum of 18 units required.
Electives, so students get some choice.
Yes, allowing them to explore niche areas or deepen their expertise in specific aspects of design, like maybe lighting or sustainable materials.
So GE, professional electives, what's the grand total?
Adding it all up, the entire BSID curriculum sums up to a truly comprehensive 173 units.
173 units. That's a significant commitment over 4 years.
It definitely is. And breaking down those 105 professional units further, we see specific competency courses that align directly with those licensure examination categories we discussed.
Connecting back to the exam weights. Smart.
Right. The interior design competency courses are the largest block at 60 units.
60, more than half the professional units.
Yeah, the core of their design training. Includes sequential courses like Interior Design 1 through 8, focusing on progressively complex projects, interior perspective, research methods, CAD 1 to 3,
Learning the software.
interior design drafting, visual techniques, theory interior design, and it culminates in a special project or thesis.
A capstone project. Okay. What else?
Furniture design and construction competency courses account for 8 units, typically furniture design 1 and 2.
Designing and maybe building furniture?
Materials of design and decoration competency courses are 6 units, covering finishing materials and resources 1 and 2.
Specifying finishes.
History of Arts and Interior Design competency courses total 9 units, History of Interior Design 1 through 3.
The historical context.
Interior construction and utilities competency courses are 6 units, like construction materials and utilities and interior construction and detailing.
Understanding how buildings work.
Color theory competency courses are 6 units, color studies 1 and 2, and critically, professional practice and ethics competency courses sum up to 10 units.
10 units for practice and ethics. What's in there?
Includes professional practice and ethics itself, business management specifically for designers, and a mandatory practicum or apprenticeship.
The practicum. Real-world experience. How long is that?
We'll get to the specifics, but it's a crucial component. The document also lists sample elective courses that really show the incredible breadth of specialized learning available.
Okay, give me some examples of electives.
Fascinating options like period colors, focusing on historical palettes, interior floral design and landscaping, advanced lighting design, specific building utilities courses, liturgical arts for religious spaces,
Designing churches. Wow.
interior styling and photography, textile design, perspective of world art, Philippine arts, aesthetics for interior design, accounting for interior design,
Business skills.
statistics for data-driven design, and project management. This variety is designed to make graduates highly adaptable specialists.
It really allows for specialization within the field.
Exactly. What's more, the CMO even provides a detailed semester-by-semester breakdown, first year to fourth year, including summer terms.
A full sample program of study.
Yes, outlining specific course titles, lecture lab hours, units, prerequisites. The level of granular planning is remarkable.
So for example,
For example, the first semester typically includes foundational courses like Interior Design 1, 4 units, Theory of Interior Design, 3 units, Visual Techniques, 3 units, alongside GE courses, maybe totaling a demanding 27 units.
27 units in one semester. That's intense.
It is, and notably, the summer of the third year includes that minimum 150-hour apprenticeship or practicum we mentioned.
150 hours minimum. That's where the rubber meets the road, I imagine.
Absolutely crucial. It isn't just about accumulating hours. It's often where students realize that designing a beautiful space is only half the battle.
What's the other half?
Navigating client expectations, managing budgets, troubleshooting on-site challenges, those are just as vital. It provides invaluable hands-on experience in a professional setting.
That level of detail for the curriculum, right down to specific units and prerequisites, is genuinely striking. It effectively aims to standardize the quality of interior design education across different institutions, doesn't it?
It really does, ensuring a consistent baseline for future professionals.
It prevents ambiguity about what a graduate from any accredited program should know and be able to do.
Exactly. It sets a clear standard.
Okay, so beyond what's taught in the curriculum, how is it actually delivered?
Right.
What standards are put in place for the actual teaching environment, the resources, and perhaps most importantly, the people doing the teaching?
Right, because having a great curriculum on paper isn't enough if it's not delivered effectively.
This is crucial for making sure all those detailed outcomes we just discussed are actually achieved in practice.
This is where the practical application of the standards truly comes into play, ensuring a quality educational experience. The CMO mandates that curriculum standards should be flexible rather than restrictive.
Flexible. That seems counterintuitive after all that detail.
It might seem so, but it's a smart strategic move. It acknowledges that while the outcomes for graduates must be universal, the path to achieve them can vary.
Flexibility in how they teach, not what the outcome should be.
Precisely. This allows higher education institutions, or HEIs, to tailor their curricula to their unique strengths, maybe regional demands or specialized industry partnerships. It fosters innovation while still hitting those national benchmarks.
So excellence through diversity, not uniformity.
Well put. The content itself, however, must be carefully selected for relevance and updated periodically to avoid obsolescence, keeping it current.
Makes sense. What about class sizes and teaching load?
There are specific minimum standards. For professional interior design courses with lecture and lab components, it's 7 hours of instruction per course per week.
7 hours per course, that's quite a bit.
For elective courses, it's 5 hours per week. Pure interior design lecture courses require 3 hours per week. Critically, the maximum teacher-to-student ratio in laboratory courses is set at 1.35.
1 teacher to 35 students in a lab. Is that manageable?
It's a maximum, aiming to ensure sufficient individual attention for practical skills. For highly focused thesis classes, though, it's an even more intensive 1.15 ratio.
Okay, 1.15 for thesis makes sense for mentorship.
Definitely. Teaching methods are also encouraged to foster a quality teaching-learning environment that actively nurtures creativity and uniqueness.
Fostering creativity.
And this environment should also be sensitive and responsive to cultural, social, and environmental issues, reinforcing that broader societal role we talked about.
So not just technical skills, but responsible design thinking.
Exactly. It's about fostering responsible, innovative designers.
And what about the faculty themselves? Who gets to teach these courses?
The qualifications are notably rigorous, reflecting the professional nature of the degree. Faculty teaching core interior design courses must hold a bachelor's degree in interior design or a closely allied discipline.
Okay, a relevant bachelor's.
Complemented by a master's degree in interior design or an allied discipline.
A master's degree is required.
For the core professional courses, yes. A transdisciplinary approach is explicitly encouraged, meaning expertise from related fields like architecture, fine arts, engineering is highly valued.
Bringing in different perspectives.
Right, promoting a richer, more integrated learning experience. For non-interior design board courses, specific degrees like psychology, architecture, etc., are acceptable depending on the subject.
Matching expertise to the course.
Furthermore, faculty are expected to maintain continuous professional growth and actively engage in research, ensuring they stay at the absolute forefront of their field.
Keeping their own skills sharp.
And bringing current industry knowledge into the classroom.
What about the physical environment? Studios, labs?
Infrastructure and facilities are also clearly defined. The document outlines specific requirements for studios. Adequate space for at least 30 students, well-ventilated, sinks, faucets for hands-on work.
Basic necessities for design work.
Multimedia systems are required for modern presentations. A dedicated materials and resource center, stocked with current brochures and physical samples, is mandatory.
A materials library. Crucial.
Absolutely, providing students with tactile experience. And critically, a computer laboratory equipped with industry-standard CAD software like AutoCAD or SketchUp is mandatory.
CAD labs are essential now.
Reflecting the technological demands and ensuring graduates are job-ready. Ultimately, for comprehensive quality control, all HEIs must follow the rigorous CHED Implementation Handbook for Outcomes-Based Education,
Right.
OBE, and the Institutional Sustainability Assessment, ISA.
OBE and ISA handbooks. So there's ongoing monitoring.
Yes, when submitting their programs for recognition and ensuring ongoing compliance, they're constantly evaluated on whether they're truly achieving those outcomes.
It's a very comprehensive approach to resources and delivery then.
It underscores the unwavering commitment to practical, hands-on learning, recognizing that interior design is both demanding academically and highly practical professionally. It's about setting a consistently high bar.
Now let's shift gears. quite significantly. We've just spent a considerable amount of time unpacking the incredibly detailed, outcomes-based requirements for a specific program like interior design.
Yeah, very specific, very granular.
But why would a regulatory body like CHED, which sets all these rigorous standards, then turn around and grant some universities special autonomous or deregulated status? It seems almost contradictory.
It does seem like a paradox at first glance, doesn't it? Setting tight rules, then loosening the reins for some.
Exactly. What's the strategic thinking behind that? What's the big picture goal?
It's actually a very strategic and, well, forward-thinking move designed to foster excellence and efficiency within the entire higher education landscape.
Okay, how so?
The 2008 CMO clearly articulates the core objectives. CHED explicitly recognizes the enormous contribution of private higher education institutions, PHEIs, to the overall growth and prominence of tertiary education.
Recognizing the private sector's role.
Not just within the country, but across the entire Asia-Pacific region. These PHEIs are viewed as being cognizant of their consistent, committed service through quality education, research, and extension work.
So it's partly about acknowledging their contribution.
Yes, but it's also a sophisticated system of recognition and reward designed to identify and empower the best performers.
Rewarding the top tier.
Right, and you have to consider the scale. To give you a sense of why this new approach was necessary, at the time the CMO was released, there were roughly 710 PHEIs under CHED supervision.
1,700, wow.
Collectively enrolling about 1.9 million students across over 978 academic programs. Imagine the administrative burden of trying to micromanage every single one.
It would be impossible. The scale necessitates a different approach.
Exactly. The sheer magnitude of this private education sector necessitated a more rationalized and, frankly, more efficient approach to supervision.
So how does autonomy help rationalize supervision?
The core idea behind granting autonomous and deregulated status is to reward those deserving private colleges and universities that have a demonstrated consistent track record of consistently shown exemplary performance.
Identifying the high performers.
By doing so, CHED can strategically rationalize its supervision efforts. This means focusing its often limited resources where they are most needed, perhaps, on institutions that require more guidance or support.
The ones struggling to meet standards.
Right, while simultaneously granting greater freedom and flexibility to those institutions that have already proven their capability, commitment to quality, and integrity over time.
It's a pragmatic approach to optimizing regulatory oversight and empowering excellence. Like focusing your attention where it's most needed.
Precisely.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's really about trusting the best performers to manage themselves more, freeing up CHED to focus its resources elsewhere. A smart allocation.
Yes, it leverages proven track records.
Here's where it gets particularly interesting, though. How does a school actually earn the right to less oversight? What exactly qualifies an institution for this elite status? Is it purely academic?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the CMO meticulously defines the key terms and criteria that underpin this rigorous evaluation process. It's definitely not just academic.
Okay, so what are the key terms we need to understand?
First, let's quickly clarify some terms CHED uses for organization. An academic program like BSID is the set of courses leading to a degree. Courses of study are the specific subjects within it.
Program versus course, got it.
CHED uses cluster of disciplines to group these programs broad fields like engineering and architecture, health professions, IT, business, humanities, etc.
Grouping similar fields together for evaluation.
Right. It helps ensure consistent evaluation across diverse offerings. Now, recognition and accreditation are absolutely central.
Accreditation, that sounds key.
It is. International or national recognition refers to formal verifications, accreditations, prestigious awards granted by quality assurance organizations, external validation.
Proof from outside bodies.
Certification specifically mentions standards like ISO 9001.2000 or ISO 14001 robust international quality management systems.
ISO standards. Okay.
International accreditation means recognition by international accrediting agencies, showing global alignment. An award refers to national accolades like the Philippine Quality Award.
National recognition for excellence.
Categories or ranks mentions external classifications from bodies like Australia's NURTR, providing comparative benchmarks. And crucially, level of accreditation refers to the specific status granted by recognized bodies like FAA or NNQAA in the Philippines.
FAP and NNQAA. the local accreditors.
Yes, signifying adherence to and often exceeding minimum program requirements. These levels are really important.
So accreditation is a major factor. What else?
To even be considered for either status, an institution must first meet stringent general selection criteria.
A baseline requirement.
Exactly. They must demonstrate a long tradition of integrity and unblemished reputation. It's about sustained trustworthiness.
Reputation matters.
They must show consistent adherence to existing laws, rules, and regulations with no record of confirmed violations. Strong compliance.
Playing by the rules consistently.
And finally, and perhaps most importantly, they must demonstrate a clear commitment to excellence.
How is that demonstrated?
This is evidenced by being recognized as a Center of Excellence, COE, or Center of Development, COT or KEY, by CHE itself for some of its programs.
COE or COD status, that's a CHED designation, right?
Yes, a high honor. Also, having high accreditation status for a significant number of programs and possessing effective internal quality assurance mechanisms, often categorized under IQAMI.
IQAMI, what's that?
Institutional Quality Assurance Monitoring and Evaluation. It's essentially an internal framework institutions use to consistently assess and improve their own operations.
So internal quality control, too.
Right. Ensuring they don't just meet external standards, but proactively strive for continuous self-improvement. This structured approach ensures selection isn't subjective, but based on verifiable, sustained achievements over time.
Okay, so it's a very clear evidence-based system. Reputation, compliance, external accreditation, CHED recognition like COE-COD, and internal quality processes. How does this translate into scoring for autonomous versus deregulated?
The CMO establishes a remarkably clear and detailed scoring system based on two primary categories we touched on: commitment to excellence and sustainability and viability of operations.
Excellence and sustainability. Makes sense. Do they have different weights?
They do. Commitment to excellence is weighted more heavily, reflecting its primary importance.
Okay. What are the thresholds?
To qualify for the top tier, autonomous status, an institution needs a minimum of 70% under commitment to excellence and a total overall score of 100%. Very high bar.
91 to 100% overall. Wow. And for deregulated?
For deregulated status, the requirements are slightly lower. A minimum of 60% under commitment to excellence and a total score of 81-90%. Still challenging, but a bit more attainable.
A tiered system recognizing different levels of achievement.
Exactly. Let's delve into those indicators for commitment to excellence, carrying that big weight: 70% for autonomous, 60% for deregulated.
Okay, what counts towards excellence?
The number of centers of excellence, COEs, or centers of development, CODs, an institution has, is crucial.
Those CHED designations again.
Yes. For autonomous status, they need quite a few. Maybe 5 programs as COEs, or 4 programs with the highest level 4 accreditation, or 3 with level 3, or 1 program with an IQAMI category rating. Similar but slightly lower thresholds for deregulated. Each COE-COD can contribute up to 40 points.
So having top-tier programs really boosts the score.
Absolutely. Accreditation status also weighs heavily. Points are awarded based on the level granted by FAP or NNQ-EVA.
The accreditation levels.
Right. Level 4 accreditation earns a substantial 55 points per program. Level 3 gets 35 points. Level 2 gets 10 points with a cap. Level I gets 5 points.
So higher accreditation levels mean significantly more points. A strong incentive.
A very strong incentive for continuous quality improvement. Furthermore, documented international or national recognition for academic excellence awards. Rankings can contribute up to 40 points.
Acknowledging external reputation.
Exactly. Now, the other major component is sustainability and viability of operations. This accounts for 30% of the score.
Sustainability, how is that measured?
It assesses the institution's fundamental capacity to maintain high standards long-term. Includes an 8% weight for financial health. Their profit and loss statement must show capacity to sustain operations.
Got to be financially stable.
Enrollment stability also holds 8%, looking for relatively stable enrollment, though a slight dip is okay. Prevents rapidly shrinking schools from getting autonomy.
Makes sense. Need students.
Admission policies are assessed at 8%, ensuring they align with the institution's vision and support quality intake.
Strategic admissions.
Finally, administrative qualifications accounts for 6%. Top administrators, president, VPs, deans, librarian, registrar must meet CHED's educational qualifications.
Ensuring capable leadership.
Exactly. need qualified people at the helm.
So it's truly not just about academic rigor, but also financial stability, strategic enrollment, and strong, qualified leadership. A holistic assessment of institutional health.
It really is.
Which makes perfect sense. You wouldn't want to grant significant operational freedom to a school that isn't stable or well-led. It ensures the freedom is given to institutions that are robust and capable of self-governance.
Precisely. It's a comprehensive look at the entire institutional ecosystem, ensuring that the privilege of autonomy is earned through sustained, multifaceted excellence, empowering proven leaders.
Okay, given all these stringent criteria and the detailed scoring, what does the actual journey to earning this status look like? What's the process CHED follows?
The process is designed to be rigorous, transparent, and multi-layered, ensuring fairness and objectivity. CHED's Technical Working Group, the TWG for Autonomous and Deregulated HEIs, handles the evaluation.
A dedicated working group.
Yes. Their evaluation involves several key steps. Scheduled ocular visits to the institutions to physically assess facilities, resources, environment.
Site visits. Important.
Direct interviews with officials and staff to gain insights into operations, culture, policy adherence.
Talking to the people on the ground.
And, crucially, a thorough review of all presented documents and supporting evidence, verifying claims against submitted data.
Checking the paperwork.
For accreditation verification, which is a major component, the TWG heavily relies on the accreditation levels certified by FAAP.
Relying on the independent accreditor.
Yes, it adds that crucial layer of credibility. Institutions must submit copies of their accreditation certificates for the TWG to cross-reference.
Proof required.
After this comprehensive evaluation, the TWG deliberates, prepares a detailed report, and submits its recommendation to the CHED NBank.
The main CHED commission.
Right, the highest decision-making body. A significant safeguard built in is that no TWG member can visit a PHEI within his or her own region.
Ah, preventing regional bias or conflict of interest. Smart.
Exactly. Ensures impartiality. The commission then approves or disapproves the grant of status, and the decision is officially announced via a CHED memorandum order, public record.
This multi-layered selection process, TWG evaluation, site visits, document review, reliance on FAP, regional separation, and bank approval truly ensures transparency and objectivity.
It safeguards the integrity of the status granted.
It speaks to CHED's deep commitment to due diligence. Makes the status really mean something.
Definitely.
So what's genuinely in it for these elite institutions? After going through that whole rigorous process, what practical benefits and significant privileges do they gain? Why is it so desirable?
The benefits are indeed substantial, and they directly translate into greater operational flexibility, reduced bureaucracy, and enhanced recognition. Huge advantages.
Okay, let's start with the top tier, autonomous status. What do they get?
For autonomous institutions, the privileges are quite significant. Firstly, exemption from special order, SO for graduates.
Special order? What is that normally?
Normally, CHED issues a special order for each graduate, basically validating their degree for things like professional licensure. Autonomous institutions are exempt.
So their graduates don't need that extra CHED step. That's huge.
Massive streamlining benefit. It simplifies and speeds up graduation and professional registration. Signifies CHED's complete trust in their internal quality assurance.
Wow. Okay, what else?
They also gain significant freedom from regular CHED monitoring. Unless there are specific complaints or clear violations, CHED refrains from routine monitoring, verification, or investigation.
Less bureaucratic oversight, more freedom to operate.
Exactly. Frees up their resources to focus on academics, not compliance audits. Autonomous HEIs also receive priority for grants and assistance,
Priority funding.
preferential treatment and allocation of subsidies, financial incentives, other CHED support, further enabling their growth.
Nice perk. What about curriculum?
Critically, they gain significant curriculum autonomy. They have the privilege to determine and prescribe their own curricular programs to achieve global competence.
Design their own programs.
Yes, including the freedom to revise curricula at the start of any academic period without needing specific time-consuming CHED approval for each revision.
That allows them to be incredibly responsive, doesn't it, to industry changes?
Highly responsive. Keeps their programs cutting edge. They can also offer new program offerings undergrad and grad, and even establish branches or satellite campuses without specific CHE permits for each additional program.
Easier expansion and innovation.
Fosters rapid innovation and strategic expansion. Remarkably, they can even offer new programs without an existing CHED PSG, just by seeking authority, provided they uphold quality.
Wow, real trust there.
Furthermore, flexibility in delivery modes, distance education, ET-APE, recognizing prior learning, transnational education, expanding access.
More ways to deliver education.
Lastly, authority to grant honorary degrees upon simply informing CHED, a ceremonial recognition of their standing.
Okay, those are significant freedoms for autonomous institutions. What about deregulated status, the tier below?
For deregulated status, institutions also enjoy valuable privileges, many mirroring autonomous, though often with slightly more oversight, reflecting their ranking.
Still good, but maybe not quite as much freedom.
Generally, yes. They also receive exemption from Special Order, SO, for graduates. That major streamlining benefit applies here, too.
That's still a huge advantage for their students.
Absolutely. They are also free from regular monitoring unless issues arise, similar to autonomous institutions. More freedom than regular HEIs.
Less oversight. Good.
They, too, receive priority for grants and financial incentives from CHED.
Priority funding, too.
They can determine and prescribe curricular programs and revise curriculum, similar to autonomous, fostering academic responsiveness.
Curriculum flexibility. Okay.
They can offer new programs, branches, or satellite campuses, though typically with a CHED permit required for each.
So a bit more process involved there than for autonomous.
Right. A key difference in operational speed. And they, too, can grant honorary degrees upon informing CHED.
That's a powerful incentive structure overall. If we connect this back, it implies a clear move towards trusting proven institutions to self-regulate and innovate.
It really does.
It's a dynamic and powerful incentive for continuous quality improvement. It shows that if you excel, you earn more freedom to define your own path, contribute more dynamically,
Ultimately benefiting the students and the nation. It's a reward for sustained quality.
So it's clearly not a set it and forget it kind of deal, though, is it? Once they get the status, they can't just relax.
No, absolutely not. There's ongoing accountability to ensure they maintain those incredibly high standards.
How does CHED ensure they don't just rest on their laurels?
You're absolutely right. It's a dynamic recognition, not a permanent achievement. The initial grant of autonomous or deregulated status is valid for a defined period of 5 years.
5 years. Okay, a set term.
This 5-year window provides a clear operational period under the new privileges. But to ensure continued adherence and prevent complacency, CHED conducts an early evaluation.
An early check. When?
After just 6 months from the initial grant of status, they conduct a reevaluation.
6 months already. That's quick.
It is. The purpose is to determine if the status should be retained, potentially withdrawn if there are issues, maybe even upgraded if performance warrants, or downgraded if concerns arise.
So it keeps them on their toes right from the start.
A very strong incentive to immediately uphold the standards that earn them the status. Demonstrates sustained commitment from day one.
Okay, so after the 5 years.
The status is then automatically renewed for another 5 years, provided the institution continues to meet the criteria that qualified them.
Automatic renewal, if they maintain standard.
Exactly. Renewal is not guaranteed if the institution falls below the minimum requirements. This could happen if accreditation levels drop, financial viability is compromised, or they face serious issues like suspension of special orders for graduates.
Which would indicate a serious problem.
Right. If an institution doesn't qualify for renewal, it must revert to the usual, more burdensome process of applying for special orders for its graduates. The very burden the status sought to alleviate.
So there are real consequences for letting standards slip.
Absolutely. This mechanism ensures ongoing accountability and incentivizes continuous quality performance. The privilege is continually earned.
That makes perfect sense. It's a recognition of earned trust, but that trust requires continuous demonstration of excellence and accountability, a truly dynamic system.
Well said. Hashtag outro.
Okay, today we've really gone deep into the intricate layers of educational policy in the Philippines, looking through the lens of these two pivotal CHED memoranda.
CMO 44 from 2017 on interior design and CMO 44 from 2008 on autonomy.
We've peeled back the layers to see how a professional program like the Bachelor of Science in Interior Design is meticulously crafted. From its outcomes-based rationale, that incredibly detailed curriculum.
All 173 units of it, including the specific competency courses.
covering everything from specific unit breakdowns to that critical 150-hour practicum where, as you said, the real-world skills are honed.
Where theory meets practice, budget, and clients.
We've explored the crucial legal frameworks, diving into specific laws like RA 10350, the Interior Design Act, and RA 8534, the National Building Code.
Understanding how safety, public welfare, accessibility, fire codes, all woven into the very fabric of the design profession. It's not just aesthetics.
Absolutely not. And we've seen that vast array of allied professional fields a BSID graduate can enter, from lighting design to heritage conservation to museum planning.
Illustrating the true versatility of this expertise. It's much broader than many people think.
And beyond the program itself, we've also unpacked those prestigious and highly sought-after statuses of institutional autonomy and deregulation.
Yeah, understanding how HEIs earn these privileges through that stringent points-based system.
Assessing not just academic excellence, the COEs, CIDs, accreditation levels, but also crucial aspects like financial health, enrollment stability, and qualified leadership.
The whole institutional picture.
These statuses, in turn, grant them significant operational freedoms from simplified graduate processes, that exemption from special orders.
To unparalleled curriculum autonomy, the agility to launch new programs and campuses with fewer bureaucratic hurdles.
All reflecting CHED's deep trust in their consistent quality, integrity, and self-governance capabilities.
A trust that has to be continuously earned, as we saw with the review process.
What truly stands out, I think, is how these two seemingly distinct policies are so profoundly interconnected.
How so?
Well, a highly regulated, outcomes-based professional program like BSID benefits immensely when it's delivered by an institution that has earned the trust and autonomy to innovate and adapt quickly.
I see. The quality program meets the quality, flexible institution. The symbiotic relationship.
Exactly, where CHE sets the bar high for the program outcomes, and the best institutions are empowered to reach that bar and even surpass it with greater agility and less red tape.
It's a carefully designed system intended to ensure quality education at both the granular program level and the overarching institutional level.
Creating a robust, responsive framework for professional development that benefits students, industries, and the nation as a whole.
Indeed. It's a fascinating testament to how a regulatory body can try to successfully balance that need for standardization of quality with the crucial impetus for innovation and adaptability within an entire educational system.
A complex balancing act.
Very much so.
So what does this all mean for you as our listener as you reflect on this deep dive into educational governance in the Philippines?
Consider this.
How do these detailed regulations for programs, combined with this unique approach to institutional freedoms, ultimately shape the future workforce and the broader educational landscape of a country?
What do you believe is the optimal balance between standardization, ensuring everyone meets a baseline, and innovation, allowing institutions the freedom to excel and adapt?
And how might these models we've explored, the detailed OBE curriculum for BSID, the tiered system of autonomy influence educational systems globally, especially perhaps in developing economies facing similar challenges?
What truly stands out to you about how a government agency like CHED can attempt to foster both unwavering quality through regulation and essential flexibility through earned trust in its educational institutions?
Lots to think about there.